I can't take it anymore. That song was just a little bit too much. Oh, shoot. Emoto's computer has the speakers on. I need to mute that.
Oh, shoot. Emoto's computer has the speakers on it.
Okay, Emoto, you can hear me? Wait. Can I mute all of Zoom?
Hey, Emoto, you can hear me? Wait.
Oh wait, you guys can't hear the echo, can you? I think only I can hear the echo. Hello, Internet. Actually, tell me. No, everyone can hear the echo.
Actually, tell me. No, everyone can hear the echo.
Oh crap. Okay, so I've muted myself on Zoom.
Okay, so I've muted myself on Zoom.
Oh my god. Okay, I think I may have fixed it. There's a possibility I may have fixed it. I'm waiting to hear it come back on my computer now. Hold on. Nope, I didn't fix it.
There's a possibility I may have fixed it. I'm waiting to hear it come back on my computer now. Hold on. Nope, I didn't fix it.
I have no idea what... Oh, you're there. Okay. I'm like sitting here trying to figure out what microphone and what to mute. We're just going to sit here in mostly silence. I'm sorry. We got rid of the horrifying beach music, but now you're stuck hearing me and echo.
Yeah, why is... Oh.
How many...
Fix it? Wait. The stream open and like so many multiple places.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was trying to mute Zoom.
Okay.
I was trying to mute Zoom. I was trying to mute all sorts of things.
Background.
But now it's working. Okay,
Hold on, Kyle. I
I'm
gotta.
holding. Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Thank you.
Oh,
Look at that.
Here's Mitch.
The Avengers have assembled. I just caused everyone to have a headache because by trying to save us from the beach music, I created a time warp of sound.
What beach music? All right. Is there any echo?
No more echo. I think we're all good.
Okay.
You closed the 10 instances of the stream that was on your desk. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our PinTech Live special yesterday with George Gomez talking all things 007. Actually, not all things 007. He talked about a few more things besides that.
I was
you can
trying to
watch
get-
it on our YouTube channel. If you missed it,
Yeah.
it's a great conversation.
That would be a good one to watch.
What
George
up,
is just
Warlock?
great to listen to all the time. I really enjoyed how that interview started out with George just like talking about quality concerns and like how he is striving and everyone is striving to try and stamp out all sorts of issues that they're having, you know? It was like, and that was absolutely not prompted. It was super cool. I don't know where it
You want me
went.
to do captions?
It was gone. I
But
swear
yeah,
I've had like
welcome.
5 of them.
Thanks for being live when we were ending our stream so we could raid to you. That was very perfect. And I love Alien Star, so it was exciting.
Alien Star is a great game. Is there a cup? Okay, well, so how was everyone else's month? I was sick a couple weeks ago, and then we were doing other things like going to Houston for a pinball show, etc., etc. It was just
Holidays.
yeah. Thanksgiving also happened to unfortunately be on the day we stream. Yeah, but now we're here. We're getting 2 days in a row. Steve had to bring me some spring water because the tap water here is not very good. So now I have something to sip on.
With this?
But we're getting ready to continue our journey of pinball repair related activities, etc., etc. Yeah. We were thinking about starting Elvira, but Emoto insisted on doing like a bunch of hard work, like making a cool background and everything for us to have, and was like, no, let's just keep working on Baywatch. This game is almost done. We're still just waiting on some decals. I've been waiting on decals for the ramps for a very, very long time. But there are other things we can continue doing to kind of move the project forward. Since I don't spend a lot of time like working on things outside of the stream, it's still very taken apart, etc. But we can transfer a lot of stuff over to our new ramps. I was thinking that's something we might do today. Go in there and just kind of, I know I was changing out light bulbs. I might be able to jump in there and, you know, kind of fix out a few more, maybe start placing some plastics back on. But I am a really, really lucky son of a gun. And our friend Jody at Ramp-O-Matic in beautiful Lancaster, Pennsylvania, he gave me a set of brand new ramps to put on Baywatch. Can you use the other camera, Emoto? The one that's on the stand? Yeah, that one. For some reason, like the handheld and they just got turned around. There we go. So yeah, Jody at Ramp-O-Matic spends a lot of time remaking ramps that are
So beautiful.
maybe not from the most beloved games. Gives them the same love that they deserve, just like all of the very beloved games. But yeah, great. These ramps don't need to be replaced. My ramps aren't cracked. They don't really have any damage to them. But maybe you can tell through webcam and oversaturation that the new ramp in the right side of your screen here is a whole lot less cloudy and nasty than the old one.
Yeah. It looks pretty.
Yeah, they're very, very pretty. They're made out of they're made out of nice and thick plastic. It probably won't translate, but they're not any sort of corny replacements. They are made out of the same thickness material. He makes really, really, really good products. Depending on the game, some games... Sorry, my phone just buzzed like 5 times. I'm just going to do a quick... Oh, hey, here's maybe an industry first. There could be maybe an announcement from Spooky Pinball at Cincinnati if you guys are going to Cincinnati.
Oh.
Yeah, if you guys are in Ohio, maybe keep your ears open.
Hi, Joel. Thanks
up,
for
Joel?
joining us.
Uh-oh, Nolan melted a ramp when you flame polished it. Yeah, that happens. That happens. That's you got to be real careful with that. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's like a property in plastic where if you apply heat to the plastic, it clears up a lot. So people will jump in with like a torch and go whoop, give it a quick 1, 2, 3, and it'll take a lot of the impurities out and clean them. But it is a very dangerous task if you couldn't guess. Plastic and fire don't mix too well most of the time. But yeah, it's depending on the game, transferring or swapping into a new ramp can either be a relative breeze, kind of like what we're about to do with Baywatch here, or it can be an absolute living nightmare, like games like roller games or most Williams games from the 90s. They can be a giant pain in the butt. It's not a very easy process. It can be a lot of hardware, a lot of riveted equipment. One really awesome thing that Jody does with these ramps is, for instance, we have this. Can you go back on the main screen?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. We got this switch bracket here. Instead of having to go in and, you know what, hold on. This might actually be better if I turn this lamp off. It's not much darker. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. From the factory, this bracket is riveted on. It's really nice that Jody does add these things to his new ramps. So in this instance, I won't need to replace this bracket. All I'll need to do is unscrew the switch, put it on, and we're good to go. The other ramp is a bit more complicated, but we don't have anything else that needs to be riveted or unriveted. We'll move on to that later. Let's just quickly move things over. Hopefully we can get this done pretty quick. Maybe you guys have some chit-chatting to do with me while I'm screwing with this stuff. So.
Oops.
All right, I need my not very oftenly used 3/16 nut driver. And actually, no, those aren't, holy crap, are those 1/8 inch? Yes, they must be. Well, I don't have an 1/8 inch nut driver, so we're going to have to bust out the adjustable here. These are some really small hex head screws. The modern Stern games use a number 2 56 screw to hold the switches to their brackets, but they at least use a 3/16 inch head. These are gnarly. Hello, Johnny Demonic. Isn't it great to listen to George Gomez talk? Most of you guys were there yesterday.
It was amazing. He blew my mind with that BattleTech. That was like the last thing I expected him to say.
Right? I can't believe that
he worked on that game.
Well, it was a collaboration between a few things, right? Like, wasn't it like a Japanese like company? Because it is part of the BattleTech is part of the Mech Warrior stuff, right?
I am not sure. When I was kind of diving into it, it didn't seem. It seemed like it was its own thing, and then it kind of got fused into it later.
I'm not sure. If people aren't aware, what Emoto and I were gushing about is there is this, like, back in the day when malls existed, sometimes malls would have arcades. Sometimes malls would have very amusement-oriented spaces, not just retail shopping environments. And there was this setup, they would call them BattleTech centers, and these things were, it was essentially like a really cool PC game, or it was like an environment that you stepped into, and you would do like PvP, like a LAN PvP. So player versus player, like mech combat. It was the game, and you were in these like big environmental pods. So you'd like slink into this like battle pod, and the doors would close, and you're sit there with you only have one joystick, right, Emoto, and a fire button. Or no.
You have a firing joystick, and then you have a
Forwards,
throttle.
backwards. Yeah.
And then you have feet pedals to rotate your mech's hips for direction.
Yeah.
If you use the advanced or mid-advanced.
I think my mech that I did really well when we were playing it in Houston did not have torso rotation, but
Well, no, you just were in the basic settings. You have to like hit this button and hold this button on the control panel, and then you could change it to advanced, and then you could use the foot pedals and
Oh,
a
really?
bunch of other buttons. So it has 85 buttons that all do something, but on basic mode, you're limited to like 4.
okay, I did not know that part. That's really cool. I wish I had
I
torso
spent a
rotation
lot of time
then.
over there. I know. Next time you can move to the advanced.
It was really cool. Emoto and I absolutely destroyed the competition. We are absolutely the finest mech pilots that could be fielded at any given time.
Easily.
So, when, hey, Space Force, when you guys get your mech army up, Emoto and I can do a pretty good job, I think. So. But anyways, it's this really cool thing, an environmental cabinet that has a big monitor that has like a really neat like concave like plastic shield in front of the monitor so it kind of like zooms in. It's really interesting how they did all this with this really old hardware, but apparently George worked on the environmental cabinet for that. So.
That's so amazing.
And there's like barely any of those things that exist anymore. There's one group in Houston, and that's the one we got to play. And then there's like another group somewhere in the Midwest, like Wisconsin or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. These screws are also extraordinarily difficult to remove. This is like this Stanley 92-457 adjustable wrench is a giant piece of crap. It's really hard to keep adjusted. Like when it gets down this small, there's so much play. Oh, there's so much play in the jaw. When I try to twist this teeny head on this screw, it doesn't want to stay. So anyways, let me not talk about super cool futuristic mechs, and let me try to get this loose really quick.
Did we get an early look at Super Bond? No. We're waiting just like everyone else. But George did talk about it, and it sounds really exciting.
Yep. Everybody that I know that works at Stern that has talked to me about that game says that it is incredibly cool. So I really hope
Kyle,
that...
do you have any tips on how to rebuild the edge connectors for like a black hole?
Not really. It's kind of hard. In the sense that if the parts were available, it wouldn't be very difficult, but they're hard to come by. You've got two options. If you are sure that your hardware is all fine, and you know that you just need a new edge connector, you can get new ones. I've seen them on the internet. People are 3D printing those housings. I think we have a couple Gottlieb 3D printed edge connector housings in stock, but I don't think we have. I don't think we have the big ones, the 40-pin double-sided one or the 20-pin double-sided connector that connects between the computer and the driver board. Once you get that, the other problem is that real actual edge connector housings are also extremely difficult to find. The profile of a real edge connector pin, let me draw. You guys get to see my art.
Yeah, they're crazy looking.
So they're not both to scale. Oh, crap.
Hold on, go down. Wait. Hold on, wait. Hold it there. I can change my
Yeah.
exposure.
Okay.
What?
So this is the shape of a standard 156 pin. So what happens is when this gets plugged in, this all compresses flat, and the pin kind of pushes up against it. This isn't to scale like in its height, but an edge connector pin is just flat and it compresses very little. If you were to use one of these in an edge connector, your contact surface would be very small, as opposed to having a 1 to 2 millimeter contact patch. So you have a problem where sometimes in connectors that need to transmit voltage, they will burn up because your contact patch is not as good as a regular 156 pin, if that makes sense. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's kind of hard. What I would almost recommend, not recommend because it's expensive, but I would say not many people would lose points if you were to replace the board. That's true. I am a better artist than George Gomez. There are replacement boards for those Gottlieb games that are a single board solution, so you don't have to run the interconnect anymore. So not impossible, hard to do. The parts are hard to source, and to replace the computer is like $400 to $500. So be careful. But it's doable, and all those Gottlieb games are great. Well, not all of them, but most of them are, especially Black Hole. It's a good one. So I guess like to keep adding more to that, video games very commonly use edge connectors. There are some video game websites, more like, you know, in more like Marco Specialties for video games. There's a few of them out there that kind of they have like some Chinese copies of those edge connectors. So you can get those. They're okay. They're not real Molex, but they're okay. Another thing you can do that I've seen people do as well is use the JAMA connectors. JAMA was a connector used on video games that was like a standard. So you could so I could take like my Data East RoboCop cabinet and then plug in a Tetris board, and it would work. All the pins on the boards are the same for like controls, power, and different data and inputs. I think JAMA stands for like Japanese Amusement. I don't know. It's something. But anyways, you can use those JAMA connectors sometimes, but you have to do wiring, and it's hard. So,
Machine and Marketing Association.
Oh, really? Okay.
Japan Amusement Machine and Marketing Association.
So that's like a standardized...
Or Japan Medical Marijuana Association.
That's absolutely it. Yeah, the Japanese Medical Marijuana Association was really, really into the amusement machine connector standardization movement in the 90s.
Or it could be the Journal of American Medical Massage Association. Okay.
No, that definitely wasn't them. They were anti.
Or short for pajamas.
What?
Do you got Christmas jammas?
My goodness.
Kyle? No?
I do.
Okay. No, I figured you would.
I have warm clothes to wear when it gets cold for like 2 months in South Carolina. This is a huge pain in the butt. I didn't realize what riveting content this would be. No, they are not footy PJs. I wish. That would be super cool.
It's a good question.
I'm just going to kind of go to town on this with my needle nose pliers for a minute. I wish that I had some modern 256 screws to replace these with so I could have a head size that is usable, but whatever. Pinball repair takes patience. Doing things the methodical way is always the right way. Oh my God, I'm losing my patience now.
Rip them out.
I'm working on it. Yeah. Otherwise, hey, I think I'm going to work on one of my games at home. Oh, hey, actually, you know what? Let's not talk about that because that's boring as hell. I'm pretty sure the contract is about to be signed. Perhaps, maybe. We are going to expand our line of Comet pinball bulbs soon. So instead of just selling, and just kidding, there's no contract. That would be silly. Instead of just like selling the standard, non-ghosting like GI style bulbs, we're going to start carrying their non-ghosting, colored, and also different variations of white. So now you will be able to work up your inserts as well, which is going to be kind of exciting. I'm really excited to have their product in our store. Have any of you guys anyone in the stream chat ever bought any Comet bulbs from us or from Comet Pinball?
Yeah, cool whites.
No, we don't talk about cool whites.
Oh, the cool whites.
We do the sunlight whites. We liked those, didn't we, Emoto? You thought those were cool.
We do, yeah. I think all three of them are great in different applications. Like for Black Hole, Johnny's game, I would definitely put cool whites in there because of all the blacks and blues in that game.
Goodness.
I would not put warm whites in there.
No, we're in the warm white gang here. Everyone, look at them. Everyone's like warm white all the way.
No. We're in the what works best for the art package on your game.
Yeah, so I've just been stoked.
Alien Star, I would put some cool whites and warm whites in that game and mix them up.
On Alien Star? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, see?
Why did the thing...
Johnny knows.
Why did Nolan's message get moderated? That's so weird. Cool and blue on Tron? Yeah, that probably looks great.
Yeah. Oh, because the term NGG is not good?
Who knows? Yeah, I'm more of a warm white enthusiast myself. I like the way the warm whites look, but you know what? I might start using more of the sunlight whites. The sunlight is actually a really good middle ground. I was really impressed. The sunlight is kind of like halfway in between warm and cool. They're really sweet.
Cools and no good gophers.
Honestly, if I didn't put the warm whites into Baywatch, I probably would put sunlight whites into this thing. That's how much I liked them.
Yeah, it's a good medium.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go do that work again. So it's gonna get the warms and enjoy it. But this ramp guard is very fused to the plastic after living here for 30 years. Oh no. Oh, these ones have adhesive on them. Ah, son of a gun. Okay.
Oh. How do you get the adhesive off?
Well, if I was in a proper shop, I would have a heat gun, and I would try to break the adhesive a little bit, but...
Wait, isn't that how Nolan melted his ramp?
Yeah, but these are the old ramps anyways, so whatever. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pry it.
Scary.
Since these, all this damage...
Could you use, like, Goo Gone on it? And let it, like, seep in?
Oh, I just got it off. It's not very strong. It's just kind of like a thin glue on the inside here.
Okay.
Really causes no damage. So
How do you put it on the new one?
Well, so they're adhered with screws. I don't know why they used adhesive. But it's still slightly tacky, so I'm just kind of going to swap it over and to hell with it.
Nice.
No need to reapply or anything like that. It'll be fine. These really are nice ramps.
See, don't y'all think there should be beach music playing under this?
Oh my goodness. I don't sell any games, Test Bishop. Actually, I might. There might be one day where I decide to sell some games, but
He's gonna sell me his baby Pac-Man.
yeah,
one
you're
day.
first on the list for Baby Pac-Man. Kale and Rachel are first on the list for Viking, but unfortunately,
yeah.
both of those games are not on my list.
Not for sale. Not on your list to sell.
No.
TNA. I'll take that.
Okay. If I die, you can see it. If Eska doesn't want it, you can probably take that one.
We'll sell it and pay for your funeral.
Well, you have to pay for my super cool monument. I really want. Every time I go to.
We're definitely
like-
building a statue of you. That's
Yes. No, absolutely.
already happened.
I see a question. At
What up,
point do you-
Goran? What a day, what a day. That's how I felt. That's how we feel today.
Yeah, it really is. I like your question there.
Digerati,
Yeah. Can you read that one out for me?
at what point do you consider a WPC CPU with battery corrosion a lost cause? Ooh.
Whew. Well, in my opinion, pretty much right away. I spent a lot of time.
That's not the answer we want to hear.
Well, but it's kind of the true one. I've spent a lot of time over the last long time repairing or trying to repair computers with acid damage. And the reality of it is, depending on how many components are absolutely, blasted with corrosion, it's almost worth it immediately just to replace the dang thing. You're going to have a more reliable game in the long run and save yourself a lot of time. I know I've given this example a bazillion times when we're talking about like the Bally computers. The old Bally computers are one that I just straight out almost flat refuse to work on. It's just not worth the time when there are reliable, good quality replacements available. The example I constantly give, and I know Digerati's heard this a billion times, is
What up, Nintendo? Raimi?
what's up, dude?
Did you change your name?
With the old Bally computers, you can get a brand new one for a couple $100. And look, if I'm charging $100 and something an hour to work on your game, and let's say it takes an hour and a half to work on that computer, you're basically lost. You've almost lost your cash at that point, right? The computers will always be slightly unreliable. It's very difficult to 100% neutralize any of that corrosion, And unless you're really just trying to teach yourself something, or unless you find it amusing to try and repair these things, in my opinion, it's almost better just to replace. That is also, I'm sure as some of you know, that is not my opinion on almost everything when it comes to pinball repair, etc. But just, I don't know. I enjoy fixing things, but I also don't like wasting my time. And a lot of the time, repairing old, wasted, corroded computers is a waste of time, unfortunately. Now, if we're talking about something that is not cheap, widely available, etc., then yes, it's absolutely worth spending a while trying to fix it. But WPC computers
Nintendo Raimi says, I don't like the tones on the Altec for the soundboard tones.
They don't. That Altec doesn't could do anything with the sound on Bally computers. Steve's back.
Yo.
Well, at least not that I know.
Yay!
Just had a long talk with Dominic Johns,
Oh, good man.
favorite
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
operator.
Northwest.
Friend of the
Represent.
show. Never seen the show, but friend of the show nonetheless. That was pretty easy. There's.
He's watched it. He's seen the show.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Still friend of the
Seen it.
show.
I think I've seen him in the chat once or twice, maybe.
We
Back
had,
in the
there's the only issue I had with this ramp, and this is something that you get with replacement parts. They're not perfect. They're also not, a lot of the time, they're not perfect. Also, a lot of the time, they haven't been in your game and things haven't, shifted together, but there's a hole on this ramp that was a little off. It took a little bit for me to, I just had to get that screw in at a certain angle, and it all finally came together. Especially with ramp production, there's a lot of things that go into it. And Jody is also not working off of brand new fresh molds. Jody is taking someone's ramp, making a mold, fixing anything that's incorrect, and then running a ramp. There will always be slight imperfections in replacement parts. But the worst thing about this Baywatch ramp is there was a hole that was drilled 1 millimeter off too far. And now we're back together. It's awesome. I think one thing that people need to keep in mind, especially when it comes to replacement parts, is that it's not everything is going to be a perfect plug and play. One of my favorite things about pinball is how hands-on it is, how much do-it-yourself you do need to do. You'll have to do a little bit of that with almost everything you install. Like this. Mechanical parts are a little easier, right? Because mechanical parts are made out of, drawings, and specifications are easier to hit. But when it comes to stuff like this, it's a lot more difficult. Look how beautiful this thing is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Jody did tell me the one he sent me does have one cosmetic flaw. Okay, it's right here. This was an early prototype of this ramp, but I don't care. This teeny, goofy air bubble right here where it's a little rough is not going to ruin my enjoyment of Baywatch. That is totally fine. But that's also something with replacement parts, right? About making these things off of damaged pieces. He had to repair his tool after he made that ramp, then to try and make some that are more perfect. So, no, you're kidding me. There's another one of those jerky switches over here that is...
Oh.
Okay, well, we might not do that one. We'll leave that one to off camera, but I'll replace everything else for now. We've got a few pieces here, so... All right, let's get these fly ball shields off. Actually, I'll take the back one off first. Jody did provide with these ramps the new fly ball shields. I mean, could I sit there with some Novus and polish this thing up? Absolutely. It would look great when I'm done, too. But you know what's really cool? Brand new ones. They're super clear, they're super clean, they'll look good. I think, as a rule of thumb, you should try to replace everything on a ramp when you replace a ramp. Just because you're going to have a lot of old parts on top of brand new shiny parts, it's just not going to look right. Whee! Little spacers in these things. All right. Let me stack my hardware here so I can keep track of it. Has anyone ever done any ramp swaps before? I can tell you I've done about 15 bazillion Addams Family ramp swaps. Bazillion Creature from the Black Lagoon, and what's that other game called? Tiger Saw, Theater of Magic.
Tiger Saw.
Tiger Saw.
Tigers.
What is a Tiger Saw? We'll never know. A little ramp and a little gate assembly here. So it's just a flat piece of metal with a wire form gate here. As the wire form gate is struck by the ball, it pushes the switch, which reports to the game that a ball has entered. Pretty simple little thing here. One thing if you ever have to replace like a wire gate or do anything like that, you do have to make sure that the switches do click on and off. When we put let me put the ramp, the gate in the new ramp, and I'll show you what I mean. Actually, first let's install these ramp entrance protectors. It looks like it's going to be a little easier if I do those first. Oh, nice. Someone wants to promote our channel. We should make that person go away.
DodgeHype.com.
I do not want to promote our channel. I want it to be unpromoted.
Guys, ban that dude.
Yeah. Ban him.
Yeah.
How's it going? Some scapular. What's his name?
Hello, Daniel.
Oh, Daniel, how's it going? Welcome. Hey, Daniel, did you go buy euros yet? I would pay. I will do an exchange. You send me some Croatian currency, and I'll send you whatever you want. Croatia is switching to the euro at the beginning of next year. Pretty cool.
Oh. Yeah, you need to frame their old currency.
Uh-oh, Steve just banned somebody.
No, that was my friend.
Yeah, that was our #1 subscriber, Steve.
Oh.
Cool. We wouldn't do that to a subscriber.
Yeah, so if you don't want to get banned, subscribe. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Solid. That was good.
Nolan said, tried to swap a Sega Godzilla ramp, but after a year of looking, I couldn't find one. Yeah, you'll probably never find one, dude. That's a pretty rare game. And that ramp is super gnarly, too. Isn't it humongous? Borg Dog says, you only own one game out of 14 with ramps, and it's brand new. So yeah, shucks. The only game that I own with a ramp that's plastic is Twilight Zone, and it does not need a new ramp. Actually, what games do I have with ramps? Jungle Lord and Vector kind of count. Twilight Zone has a ramp.
Oh, I have Stranger Things.
This game has a ramp. That counts.
Stranger Things has plastic ramps, right?
Yeah. I think Stranger Things Pro and Premium both have plastic ramps because they have the
Yeah, I think so.
that little section for the projector, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep.
The largest ramp ever? That possibly is. You know what other, I mean, dude, like, not Motordome. Motordome has a crazy ramp. It's huge. Wow. 4 currencies. That's nuts. Cactus Canyon and TMNT have plastic. Yep. Which Turtles ramp do you have? Or which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Do you have the Data East version or the Stern version? I think the Stern one has a plastic ramp too, right? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Jody. Jody made the fella who provided these ramps, Ramp-O-Matic. He also had just produced the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ramp earlier this year or later at the end of last year. That one's super difficult because of the 2 lanes being very close to each other. It's really hard to. He said it was very difficult for him to make that mold. Should have had Jody on the show today, huh? No, some other time. Get this thing nice and tight. All right. So I was mentioning, can we put on the small camera, Emoto? The handheld one? Take a look at this. So when you're, this would be what I guess you would consider like a ball. This is a ball entrance ramp. At the end of the ramp, we have another switch that is kind of the ramp made switch. So this one's telling the game, it's like, okay, the ball's coming up, play your effect. When the ball reaches the back switch back here, that tells the game that you've completed that shot and to reward you with whatever, right? Reward you with whatever shot you were supposed to make, or points or whatnot. But you need to make sure, and this doesn't necessarily apply for just swapping to another ramp, but that the ball will actually, actuate the switch. So I'm sitting here and I'm moving it slowly and I'm waiting, I'm listening. That's when it clicks, about right there. This is hard to see. Let me go get a ball, actually. Where is a pinball? There has to be a pinball around here
Well,
somewhere that I don't need to open up a
I
game
can
for.
name 20 different places,
Yeah.
at least in that room.
Oh, hey, look, I found this because all my stuff was thrown into a box. Oh, here's a pinball. It's always a good idea to test things that the pinball hits or actuates with a pinball and not your finger. So I can put this pinball here, roll it under the gate. And I do hear the switch clicking at this point. I would like that to click earlier though, because I want to make sure that there's a reliable actuation of the switch every time the ball goes onto the ramp. This kind of stuff is great to do when it's not in the game, right? When you're touching it right now. So what we can try to do is manipulate the actuator on the switch here. What I'll do is I'm going to try to take it. It's got a bit of a dog leg in the switch. I'm just going to bend it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the switch in, use my needle nose pliers because that's what's closest, and kind of just force that down just a teeny bit. And hopefully that'll allow this to click a little sooner. Let me test it with the ball. Yeah.
Whoops.
What? Wow.
That.
Wow.
Hold on. Wait. Sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That wasn't supposed to be there.
Wow. Good job, Emoto.
My bad.
The Eternal Grimmy.
It
Yes,
was a little-
actually I am. I'm wearing my Slow Dive Benefit for Ukraine shirt. I love this one. Slow Dive is
Yeah.
my favorite band.
You just saw Monster Movie?
I did. I just saw Christian's band.
I was like, oh, just saw Monster Movie in Savannah.
So good.
Old and tired.
Aw.
I'm very lucky that I have a little friendship with Christian Saville. He's a good little nice pal.
We gotta keep that video around though.
Oh, I was at both of those shows. Wait, where do you live, Eternal Grimmy? Don't dox yourself, but that's cool. We're from the same
Don't
place.
post your actual address.
Yeah, and social security number.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw Slow Dive at the Fox and the Fillmore also. The show at the Fox was incredible, just because it's such an incredible venue. It's my favorite place. Oh, nice.
Sorry, Digerati. Got you excited again.
San Bruno. I was born in Millbrae, and I was raised in Millbrae for a little while before I moved to Castro Valley as a young man, a young elementary school child. I lived really close to the It's It ice cream sandwich factory.
It's so good.
Yep, it's the best. I'm not making that joke. Everyone was making that joke, and I wanted to laugh, but I'm an adult. I don't laugh at jokes like that, dang it. Phallic objects are not funny. Not at all. Hey, okay, cool. So this is a prototype ramp, and I just found a problem with it. We are missing, I'm missing a hole. Now, I remember Jody telling me that there would potentially be a missing hole, and I've just found it. But I am equipped to deal with this problem, and I will deal with it. So we need, there needs to be a decent amount of overlap on the shot here. It's this hole, the more frontal hole. So I've got about one index finger knuckles length. Yep, okay. We don't use measuring devices when you're working on pinball machines. That's called cowardice. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so these screws may be self-tapping. I will try driving this in using hand tools. If not, I can go get a microscopic drill bit that I will not drop on the floor and try to drill a small hole in this ramp. But I think these self-tapping screws will do just fine. Do you want to put the above head camera on? Roller pinball is always here, right on time.
You probably need a drill bit.
Right on time.
How do you do that every time? You
Right.
like summon roller pinball.
Whenever we talk about drills, this the ramp guard you see on the left of your screen with one screw is just missing one hole.
Oh.
So I'm going to try and do it with the screw's tip and see if I can cut my own hole. If not, I am going to get a drill bit, not drop the drill bit, and create a hole using another form of mechanical power.
Do y'all remember the washing machine they showed at the beginning of Dr. Ruth's television show?
I'm with Drogger. I remember the show, but don't remember the washing machine. I know that she says that washing machines are sexy.
Oh.
Are washing machines sexy? I guess so, because cleanliness is sexy.
Yeah,
Having clean clothes.
A term that was laundry foreplay. I don't know if I could say that on TV.
We're not on TV, so you can say laundry floor play.
You said it already, though.
Oh,
Okay.
man. Rat.
Let's see if we have any drill indexes over here and a drill that has power.
What is happening?
Nope. Oh, we're in luck. The computer went dark for a second, but it looks like it's back. Are we dead, Emoto?
No, I don't know. Your
Steve, what does the stream look
OBS
like?
The
froze.
stream looks like a blank table.
Okay.
It looks like the table without you there.
Oh, really?
You can hear us though. The stream's going.
Oh, Lord. All right, Internet, let's see.
Oh, I just
Maybe if I switch.
You're good. You're good.
So we can't see anything on OBS.
Oh, weird. Yeah, no, the stream looks fine.
Oh yeah, look. Hi.
Okay.
I can see it on Restream. It's just our OBS is.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to do this stream without being able to see what I'm doing for the rest of the stream. So Steve, you're going to guide me like 5 seconds in the past. Or yeah, that's weird. I don't know what happened. Okay, well, oh, God. No, I just can't see what I'm doing on stream.
But you can see in real life.
I can
At
see in
least.
real life, thankfully. I don't think this drill chuck is small enough to chuck
I
this.
can't. Oh, I can't focus in real time.
All right, I drilled a
Autofocus
hole.
initiate.
Oh, shucks. Wait, what camera is on? Is it the overhead
The
camera?
overhead.
Okay, that'll help me try to frame what I'm doing. Wow.
Oh, you just missed the hole because you couldn't see.
Shh. I did
You
not.
did the wrong hole.
I'm not. I feel like we have two options. We quickly turn the stream off and reboot OBS, or we just go blind.
What if I do this? What's your graphics card doing, bro?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure. I wonder if
I
like
mean,
my.
everything's working.
I
It's
know,
crazy.
but if we, I
Is that
bet
the
if
right
we
code?
like closed OBS
That's not
and
even the
went
right
back.
code. Don't look at that.
What do you think? Should we try rebooting OBS like really fast, or just go for it?
I mean, everything looks good on this end.
But we can't see what we're doing.
What do you mean you can't see what you're
I don't know where the cameras are.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem we're having, you can see me just fine. We can't see anything about
I
what's
say
being put
let's
out.
do it because most of everyone's on Twitch anyway, so y'all just stay here.
Yeah, just stay
And
here.
then the
Anyone
one person on Facebook, I'm sorry, you might have to click another link.
People on Facebook and YouTube will be back like
YouTube.
immediately, so look for the stream
Joel
in
will be
5
back.
minutes. Sorry, y'all. Stick
Okay,
around.
hold on. Let me see what's happening.
Steve will enter. Before I would want it to go screwy with George. Because then George would just be like, man, what kind of 2-bit outfit is this? Yeah, we
Yeah.
back? Hey, everyone. We're streaming again, so it might take a minute for it to go through restream.
I see it already.
Bitchin'. All right, what's up, everybody?
Hi.
We're back. Sorry about that. We can see again. I'm wondering if maybe my graphics card driver took a quick dump there or something. But whatever. We're just changing ramp stuff over, you know. Still doing the same thing. Having a good, grand old time. I'm going to do something unheard of. Kyle's going to clean something before he puts it back.
Yay. Clean it.
A lot of times, like, if I wanted to clean up hardware, I would have, like, my Novus rag, and I'd just take a piece of hardware and go on the goofy, gross Novus. But for some reason, all of my Novus rags are gone. I don't know where they all went. I don't know where my bottle of Novus went. Hooligans and thieves. So I'll just bust out my brass brush here and kind of...
What do you recommend to clean up clear plastic ramps? Anything beyond Novus 2 and magic erasers?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to take the nuclear option, you can flame polish ramps. Flame polishing is the best way to clean ramps up like really, 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 really well. But it's also very dangerous. Huh?
Use a butane torch.
Yeah, like a butane torch. It's just if you are not, if your finesse is not correct, you will melt your ramps. So you do have to be very careful. Practice, 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 practice before you do it on the ramp that you're going to put in your pinball machine. But to be honest, Novus in a lot of elbow grease will make a big difference. Really put some elbow grease into it. Go slow, yes. Nolan was telling us about melting a very important ramp. All right. Got that on there. Got the Iron Man target now attached to the ramp. Super cool. Let's bust out our replacement flyball piece. Did I get 2 flyball pieces or just 1? There's 2. I don't remember how it goes, so we'll figure it out by using deductive reasoning. Like that. That is deductive reasoning. Or is it? Nope. Wait. This one probably went like... Oh yeah, this one went like this. Okay, and there's another missing hole. Okay. Jody did tell me there were missing holes. I'm okay with this. I am prepared to deal with this issue. Clean the ramp really well before you flame polish. Interesting. Why does it? Will it like deposit all of the schmuck into your new ramp or your old ramp? How does this go? Like this. Did it go like that? Hold on, everybody. I'm just measuring 3 times and cutting once, so give me a sec. No, it goes like, yeah, like that. Okay. Da-da-da-da. I like how this ramp has like cute little spacers in it. Instead of just like torquing it down, they're like, no, we're going to put some spacers and it'll sit nicer. Thank you, Data East. Thank you, mechanical engineers for Baywatch. Maybe when I'm done, I'll get friend of the show, Oren Day, to come on, and he can tell us all about working on Baywatch dots.
That would be awesome.
There we go. What kind of drill bit is best on plastic? The best one, I mean, it depends on the kind of plastic, but there are special drill bits for like drilling acrylic because acrylic will crack. I think just a standard sharp drill bit is fine to drill into like PETG like this. But I'm also not an expert. I do know that there are special acrylic bits for acrylic. High RPM, okay, yep, to get a nice clean cut through. Daniel, you know what? I'm not watching the World Cup. I have issues with FIFA and the host country. Let's put it that way. But am I not wrong in saying that I think Croatia had a really good showing recently in one of their games?
Yes.
We did, yeah.
Woo. Probably the last match we'll win.
Possibly, yeah. You're referring to me as David Hasselhoff? I mean, Emoto did do an excellent Photoshop, but I nowhere near as handsome or talented
Thank
as
you,
David
David
Hasselhoff.
So you're big in Germany too.
Yeah, the 2 German folks that watch us. I'm big on German food and beer. There we go. All right. One more feller that goes up here like this, and we have completed. Well, actually, no. We left the hard part for last, but I might not do that on camera because that's not very entertaining content. All right. Kyle's gonna struggle unscrewing some screws again. All right. Yeah, this looks nice. It is crazy how, I mean, it doesn't, this ramp is fine, right? You look at this and you're like, yeah, that's just a kind of a dusty ramp. That'll probably clean up fine. And then you see how clear and perfect and shiny a new ramp is, and you're like, oh, yeah. Unfortunately, this ramp won't stay super clean and shiny and perfect for a long time, but, well, actually, that's not true. It's not like Baywatch is not going to go to an arcade or anything like that. So, again, remember, games in a home environment always are kind of like a time machine. They last for a long time. They don't wear out. They don't get the same massive amounts of wear and punishment that operated games would. Croatia won Canada. Wow. I'll have to speak to my #1 Canadian friend, Crystal, see how she feels about this. She probably won't care. She'd probably be more happy that Croatia won, but you know. All right, how am I going to attack this? This was obviously assembled and then riveted into the ramp. What about the what?
The Wayback Ramp is the only plastic ramp for
Rocky and Bullwinkle?
that we sell.
I think so.
I was wondering, do we get those from there?
I think we get the Wayback ramp from Mark Davis. Yeah, Encore Pinball.
I wonder if he'd be interested in that ramp too.
Possibly. I know he's really busy. What are you listening to, Emoto?
Oh, snap. Joel sent me this cool trailer featuring Boys Night Out.
Oh,
Pinball, his custom pinball game. They're riding it on a... Oh, wait, maybe I'm not supposed to say. Oh, it's public. They're riding on a bus. Playing Boys Night Out. I have a cool Boys Night Out tournament edit that I need to do from Golden State. It was the most epic tournament battle on this game.
Definitely.
I gotta, with all the free time I have, edit it together. So great.
I like to watch, we do some, the arcade here in town, they do some Premier League, like when the games are on at the right time. They'll do that early in the morning sometimes, or like schedule viewing later. I'm not much of a sports person outside of car racing, but I do enjoy watching football. Football as in soccer, not American football. That is the boringest thing ever. I don't understand it. That being said, someone was trying to convince me that I should learn cricket and how cricket works.
How
That
about
just seems
Quidditch?
insane. Sports. Pin Guy. Actually, Pin Guy, you didn't miss much over the last few weeks because we haven't streamed in a really long time. So I'm glad that you felt guilty for missing the streams.
We all missed it together.
We all missed it collectively. We're happy to also be streaming. In fact, your comment tells me that you did not catch our stream with George Gomez yesterday, perhaps. So
I should post a link to it, right?
I think so. Yeah, we're streaming 2 days in a row, baby.
Oh my gosh.
This is a exercise in frustration. You guys should all be laughing at me as I sit here and turn this screw like a fifth of a turn. This is insane. I enjoy curling during the Olympics as well. Curling's an interesting game. You know what else I enjoy playing? When I used to live in California and I would go up to like wine country, a lot of wineries would have bocce ball. Bocce ball's really fun. It's kind of like curling, just without ice. Dang, this one's going to be a pain in the butt. Speaking of, friend of the show, Crystal. Crystal has joined a local curling league. She is learning how to curl. Being extra Canadian. I really want to do that. Maybe next time I go to Chicago, I'll see if I can toss that stone, slide it on down the ice. It seems really relaxing. I mean, you're just sliding along with that stone for a little bit, watching, hoping that you impaired the correct trajectory onto that rock. Kind of like pinball. Oh my gosh. This one's actually coming out easier. I'm really apprehensive to try and grab it from beneath because these threads are so dang fine. The sweeping isn't necessarily as effective with bocce. That is true. We have not had an after-hours stream in a while. We'll have to try to do that. I mean, James Bond is here. Maybe once James Bond has a little bit more assets going on, maybe once one of those bigger code releases drop, we'll jump in. I definitely think once we get the premium, we should do an after-hours stream. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and invite Mike Finacor.
He wants to come on the regular stream. Everyone
Wow.
wants to be on all the streams. We almost got Uncle Gary on the stream yesterday and everything.
We got his voice.
Come on. Come on. Gosh, this is such a... I'm trying to keep it cool right now, y'all. I'm sweating because of how tedious and what fantastic content this must be for all you guys. I'm trying to think of any interesting stories, but I really don't have anything interesting to say. What's going on? What's going on in pinball world? The whole thing with Deep Root is kind of coming to a close. That's kind of interesting. Did anyone see or read any of that? There's a slight amount of justice for folks that had to deal with that whole debacle. It looks like all of the Deep Root's assets were like sold for like 50 grand, which seems pretty cheap, but also who knows how much they actually had left. Emoto, you realize that we are some of the rare few people that got to play whatever that game they made was called?
Who? Oh, Raza?
Yeah, what's that game
Is
called?
that what you're talking about? Raza?
Yeah, but what's it actually called?
Retro Atomic
Army?
Zombie, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Retro Atomic Zombie
Adventureland. I was like, there's
Oh,
some
Adventure.
adventure written in.
Okay.
Retro Atomic Zombie Association of America.
Japanese Medical Marijuana Association.
Yeah, and the shame was that it was at Houston Arcade Expo, which that game hall is amazing, but the downside is the fluorescent lights are so green, so it's really hard to get good quality video or photos of it, you know, just
Yeah.
walking up to it, because everything's green.
Flipper coils and virtual pinball.
Huh. Okay, wait, hold on. There's a few things I didn't read before I get to the bottom. Ice is actually bumpy and curly. Interesting. It blows my mind. Go on the Pinside thread. I don't know if it's been updated much, but like the court hearing against the Deep Root people is kind of like going through things right now. So like things are being sold, assets are being like rounded up and blah, blah, blah. But it's just such a awful, complicated mess. I feel bad for people that were involved in that in whatever form. And it's also a shame that as much as Robert Mueller was kind of a absolute bad person, that product actually didn't end up being out there in the world because it is more pinball and it seemed kind of interesting. So, was there a really heinous oops in prior pinball repair you've done or heard about? Oh, very much so. I've absolutely done some heinous pinball repair at certain times, but the problem is I can't actually think of any of it or specific examples. I've got a good album on my phone of heinous repairs that I found. I really liked the Fathom that I worked on, that all of the coil stops were held in with wood nails and an absolute crap ton of clear silicone. That was really fun. It's on Pinball News? Okay, great. Yeah, check out the Pinball News website. I'm sure that Martin wrote a long and in-depth article on that. Thanks to him for keeping on top of stuff. Kyle, if we run low on topics, I have one related to flipper coils and virtual pinball. Okay. I request that you start talking about said topics. I'm curious. I built a virtual pinball machine once for a guy that I installed like those haptic feedback coils for his virtual pinball game, and it was really neat. We built it in a Space Invaders cabinet, a Bally Space Invaders cabinet. I built the PC, and then we did all the mounting together, and it was pretty cool. That was a long time ago. I don't remember what it was, or much more about it though. There was nothing nearly as tedious as turning these awful screws 1/4 of a turn. Draugr is building one right now. Okay, interesting. I'm trying to read here. Flipper coils, 2-stage. Can you briefly describe what is happening in each stage upon the press and release in relation to energizing and de-energizing the coils? Yeah, well, to avoid us sitting here for a long time, how about you tell me what game, and please tell me it's not a Data East game, because I don't remember how that one works super well. But I know how the Fliptronic system works pretty okay, and I also know how mechanical action flippers work. So tell me which version you'd like, and we'll start there. When I did that panel at the Houston Arcade Expo, when I started explaining that stuff, I got really nervous because I was like, oh no, what do these people understand, and how boring is this? And but I also think that when people come to a pinball repair panel, they either know it's going to be really, really, really boring and airy, or it might be exciting. I don't know. Nolan says, my first playfield swap, I didn't drill into the playfield far enough and made a couple of lumps in the playfield. That sucks. I have done that. I know, I absolutely know, that's 100% true, no question about it. A 1/2-inch screw, when driven through any single device on the bottom of a playfield that generally has a 1/16, 1/8, or so inch bracket, will never, ever, ever poke through the top of a playfield. But I very much remember having a 5/8 inch screw in with my box of, I thought, screws that came out of the bottom of a playfield on a dog soccer. And when I was reinstalling like a kick-out coil bracket, I was like, this doesn't feel right. Something does not feel right. And I looked, and right below the soccer ball, I had started to protrude through the playfield. I pushed up the wood a little bit, and I could see the head of the screw. It was a teeny protrusion. But oh my God, did I feel like absolute garbage. Thankfully, once it was all back together, you'd never notice it. But from that point on, every single time I go to put something back into the bottom of a playfield, I take that damn screw, I hold it up next to the playfield on the side and say, yep, that won't penetrate, and then I put it in. I don't know why. Data East Star Wars. To be honest, sorry, I just kicked the camera as I was moving my feet. The Data East system is about the same as the Williams system if you're just trying to emulate. But the way that it works is on a solid state flipper assembly. Basically, there is a circuit in place to drive the flipper with power. So we're talking about a 40-ish volt thwack using the low resistance and high power side of a flipper coil to send the ball launching or flying across the playfield. And then you've got a hold circuit. The way Williams would do this, and Data East basically did too, but they did it worse. What would happen was you had a normally open end of stroke switch. When the flipper pawl came to a rest, that switch would close, but no matter what, no matter if the computer saw that switch close or not, after a prescribed amount of milliseconds, the Fliptronic board would remove the 50-volt pulse, the 50 volts of power, and start sending it a 9-volt pulse, or a low voltage pulse, to keep the flipper coil held up. Just enough power to keep the thing energized and up, as long as the button was being held, but also without overheating the coil. The end of stroke switch in this application is really important, even though it's not required for function, like on an older game. What would happen is Data East did this a bit different. Data East didn't use 2 windings. Data East used like a 50-volt pulse, sent the thing flying, and then after a certain amount of time, it would just immediately start putting on its 9-volt hold. But what happens when a ball that comes rifling down from the top of the playfield comes and strikes your flipper, right? So you've got a flipper that's up. Wait, which way's up? Yeah, like this. And then the ball comes down, it hits that flipper, and it's not enough voltage to hold the thing up. So the ball will come down, hit the coil, and the flipper would collapse. And since the computer never knew that it changed states, it would just stay like that, even with you holding the flipper button in. So, and that's because Data East also went with a single wound flipper coil. So instead of using a parallel wound coil that has a high power coil that is also attached to its low power coil, so the electricity would take the path of least resistance until combined, to create a higher resistance to hold the flipper up. Anyways, what Data East did was like, yeah, we don't need end-of-stroke switches, so we're just going to have the computer figure it out. Then people started complaining. A few games later, they were like, okay, well, end-of-stroke switches are back. In something involved in the circuit that they designed, if that end-of-stroke switch ever got dirty, it wouldn't work anymore. So just like an old flipper that had a crusty end-of-stroke switch, if they weren't touching, you wouldn't get a good thwack. And the Data East solid-state system, if they were dirty, you would also not get a good thwack. So Data East was the only company that invented a solid-state flipper that also needed an end-of-stroke switch to actually work. It was unfortunate, but I don't know how that. There's a really good write-up online to describe how the TYFFASI or FI, whatever, TIFASI, how that system works. Anyways, I don't
Hello,
know.
Encore's Arcade. Thanks for joining us.
What does that stand for? Well, it stands for take your boop flipper and shove it. Yeah, it's interesting. So basically, read someone else explaining it because it'll make more sense and be more cohesive. What the hell? Oh, that light came on. That's why it was really dark over here.
Just had to power up.
Solid-state flippers are really interesting. This game, Baywatch, uses that system. So you've essentially got 2 flipper driver boards in the cabinet. Can you put the
Where is
handheld
he?
one on?
It is on.
Oh, okay. Check it out. Those are the flipper boards in here. So
Turn on the little ID.
yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, hold
So
on.
each
I
of these
think
boards can
it's still
control
dark from
2
the,
flippers. So there are games or 3 flipper games, and they made 1 board to control 3, but for some reason 2 to control 4 made sense. It kind of does. But you've got 2 drivers here, or 3 drivers in each circuit. So you have a pre-driver that will drive the big fat tip 36 for the power stroke. And then you have this guy here that controls the hold stroke. And it's on a big heat sink because they'll get hot as they sit up there. But what you've got on these is this works on like 50 volts, I think, for the power. And then there's 9 volts that is used for the hold. And through this bit of circuitry and timing, it knows how and when to put the flippers up. You can also see little LEDs come on, the flipper boards, when you hit the flipper button. Doot, 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 doot. They're kind of a pain in the butt. They're easy to fix, though. Generally, the fail involves just shorted out drivers. So, all right. Well, this is on. Now we've got ramps. Let's see what they look like. Well, actually, no. We're not going to install them. There's only one that I could install, and it's not worth doing right now. So, we can pop open a manual one day and look at them. Actually, I mean, I don't even know if they work in this game. So maybe there is something we will have to go back to and explore at some point. But there's one light that's out. It's making me mad.
How do you make him mirrored?
You gotta use your points, bro.
Oh my god.
No. I don't want to use
That's
my
how boring
point.
my flipper conversation was. It just sent everyone straight.
No, we're just,
Into
you know,
emoji
it's
mode.
like you're in school, right? And you're sitting in your favorite class, but you just can't help passing notes.
Making fun of the teacher because he's a big old bozo. Oh, sorry. I'm back over here now.
I know. I followed you quietly.
Oh, look, that light
Mitch,
bulb.
did you see our opener, our holding photo this morning?
I was bringing Kyle 8 5/16 rubber rings, which he has yet to use on this show.
Oh, well, also Steve was going to get his laptop charger that he forgot. So don't let him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about phone charger earlier.
No, we'll go use those now. I think y'all remember. Uh-oh. Where'd that light bulb go? Dangerously
Look at
close to
this.
one of these flipper boards, that's for sure. Where the hell?
Nolan wants you to do a recap on the flipper conversation.
No.
Data East Flipper is bad.
That's beautiful,
Isn't that good?
See how Kyle is?
right? I mean, that ear is perfectly
His-
placed. You get a great
I know. Thanks for humoring me.
Everyone's favorite photo of Kyle. Y'all just go to PinWiki and Chris Heibler tells you exactly how all this stuff works. And he's smarter than me.
Poor Kyle.
Remember, I like Dalton's emoji creations. Y'all see Dalton put up like some ridiculous like 30 billion point score on like Rush and it took him 2 hours?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It was nuts.
That kid's crazy. I got to meet his dad when I was in Chicago. I introduced myself as the president of the Dalton fan club. He thought that was humorous. Okay, so I need to install this bulb this way. Okay, I'm doing something that is making my OCD go crazy. Oh, so speaking of OCD, I think Emoto and I might shoot something to show y'all how LED OCD boards work. Do you guys know that about those?
Yay.
Anybody on this show in the chat right now have an LED OCD board or know what that product is? I think they're super cool. We're going to hopefully get a set of LEDs for my Twilight Zone from our friends at Comet Pinball. And I will be installing their LED kit as well as the LED OCD board into my Twilight Zone. And hopefully we will be also carrying those products on our website soon too, as a premium LED kit. You can buy something super snazzy with an LED OCD board. Nolan says all of his games have OCD boards. Flipstream says absolutely worth it. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we're going to do the same thing, Flipstream, on my Twilight Zone.
I'm jealous of Flipstream. He's got a Ripley's.
Yeah, that's a great game. Ripley's Believe It. Or not. Or not. You don't have to. That's a great game. Yeah, so for people that don't know, the LED OCD board removes the instant on-off sort of thing that you get with LEDs. When you look at a game like Baywatch, and we look at the way the incandescent lamps work, they burn on, burn off, burn on, burn off. That will simulate that with LEDs. So that's super cool. Oh, look, everyone's done these videos before us. Thank you.
Oh. So do we need to shoot it? Wait, what is this video?
We do need to shoot it because Comet Pinball is sending me an LED kit. We're watching.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Whoa.
You get the super bright LEDs, but the light shows don't look stupid anymore.
Right, they're not like pow, pow, pow.
Yeah.
They're like pow.
They burn on, burn off really nicely. So the biggest problem I have with Encore's Arcade. Hey, welcome. You've subbed. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here. The only problem with my Twilight Zone is that I already have a bunch of non-ghosting LEDs in it. So I have to uninstall my LED swap and then reinstall my LEDs. Because the LED OCD board does not work with the, what do they call, non-ghosting bulbs. You need to use a standard ghosting type bulb. So it'll be a lot of work. Oh well. Ugh. Let's, I think, oh wait, hold on. Just so we don't make Steve grumpy.
Don't make me grumpy.
We're-
You like me when I'm grumpy.
I don't like you when you're grumpy. We're installing these 5/16" LED
Speaking
bumper.
of grumpy, man, I miss David Valansky. We need to get him back on the show.
Oh, he's busy.
Grumpy EM doctor.
He's grumpy, and he's busy. They're doing a lot of stuff out there at the Pinball Museum. It's
Does
fantastic.
Comet sell UV LEDs?
I think so. I think there's a couple.
Spooky DJ
Yeah.
was asking. Hi, Spooky DJ.
Hello, Spooky DJ. I think Comet does sell UV LEDs. I think. And then Comet or Titan Pinball sells like a glow-in-the-dark rubber rings, I think, or silicone rings. So I think you can combine those things to great effect, is what I'm trying to say. But my words are not working very well today. Flipstream says you can use non-ghosting LEDs, but you won't get a 20 to 30% brightness out of the LED. I'm assuming that's because the LED OCD board uses some fancy resistors or some sort of resistance to help build that fade in, fade out on the LED light shows, where the non-ghosting LEDs already have a bit of resistance built into them, and that's why you're going to be low on output. I will definitely be swapping them all over. It's worth it. I put LEDs, the only reason I put LEDs into my Twilight Zone is because I had it in an arcade for a while, and I just hated changing light bulbs, so. Have a ball kicker arm that's rubbing metal to metal. Makes it hard on the motor. Wait. Oh, 50s stuff. Woof. To be honest, your best bet is going to be, if you think you need replacement parts, I would talk with Steve Young at the Pinball Resource. He's going to be your best bet for the that stuff from the 50s. Yeah. I'm not sure. A ball serve arm, so are you talking like for a pitch and bat or something? A ball kicker arm? Or are the motors and the kickers two separate questions? I'm sorry, maybe I'm not reading that correctly. And Nolan said something about those LED OCD boards being difficult to get for a while. Yeah, I think that is part reason because, not because, but partly because Comet Pinball was in the process of acquiring the rights to the LED OCD brand. So now you get that stuff from Comet, which is pretty cool. It's an all-in-one LED shop now. An old bingo. Oh, for sure, yeah. To be honest, I'm not super familiar with bingos. I've worked on bingos, but I don't know the stuff more, back in my head like. There's a really good bingo-related website. There's a fella I used to work with at the Pacific Pinball Museum that is a bingo master, and he has a great bingo website. I forget what it is. Best grease. When I grease things in a pinball game, generally I like to use like a CV axle grease. So if you go to like your like an auto parts store, like a what's that brand called? Stay Lube. It comes in like a teal bottle for CV axles, like a high moly grease. It's good stuff. Less is more, of course. But Flipstream says the LED OCD board basically converts pulsed voltage to resistance. Non-ghosting LEDs are designed to not glow if they have no voltage. So dropping the LED OCD setting range to 20 to 30%-ish, the non-ghosting LEDs won't light up. Got it. Okay. It's a really awesome product. And it's made for people just like me with a ton of OCD. Okay, Steve, I think there's something, maybe I am just dumb, but is there a super band in between these sizes? I think I need to bring these back to the shop because these are on there nice and tight. Like they're not loosey-goosey, and this is absolutely not the same size. So I'm wondering if I got pulled from a different bin. This is not a 5/16 super band, is it? And this is a 3/8. I have one that fits on that thing like really nice.
I wonder if...
Mitch, watch the video I sent you.
That one does not fit super nice compared to the ones that are on here.
Yeah, there's a 7/16.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have forgot that in a temporary moment of stupidity.
Yeah, there's a 7/16.
All right, I'll bring those white ones back. Eternal Grimmy, that is the correct website. Thank you very much. Yeah, bingo.cdyn.com. It's a great, awesome, amazing resource for bingo pinball. Okay, well, I'm taking these white ones out then. I'm actually kind of relieved because now we'll be able to have 100% super banded, except for the flippers, Baywatch when this is all done. But we'll for sure use these delicious 5/16 donuts for something in the future. All right. What time is it? Wow, I've been talking for a long time. I feel exhausted.
We got 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Does
who wants
anyone
to-
have any final questions for Kyle about your games? Although everyone's been doing a great job of just asking him as he ramps it up.
Yeah, no one needs me anymore.
They're all telling you how to do it.
Well, I've taught them everything. I'm not
He taught
needed
us
anymore.
everything we know.
I need an assistant. Where the heck? Well, maybe not. Where did I put all the plastics? Oh, they're all in here. I put them here for safekeeping. Oh, can I reassemble this? Oh, crap. Let's see in this pile of crap what we can reassemble here, too. These ramps are going to look fantastic. Did you catch the question about speaker buzz? No, but I'm assuming you're talking about the Data East speaker buzzy stuff.
Ooh, I know how to fix that.
I think what some people have concluded, and this fixes the problem, 8 out of 10 times, almost 100%, is that it's dirty power. It's dirty power coming into the soundboard. So we carry a product now that is a kind of like one of those reset Band-Aid thingies for the WPC games, but it intercepts the 12 volts that the power supplies need to run, and it creates its own localized 5-volt source, thus giving the amplifiers like clean power, so you get a whole lot less of that nasty, buzzy sound that some of the Data East games are notorious for. So. Oh yeah, that looks cool. This is missing decals to hide all the garbage under the ramp, but that looks great.
Are color DMDs game specific?
No.
Yes, no. Yes, no.
No.
The programming
The
on
program
the color
is,
DMDs
but the actual hardware is not game specific. So you can
just make sure you get the right size, because there's lots of different sizes. What?
Yeah. That.
Yeah. So Fishtails one isn't as big as the Baywatch one.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
my
So
Future Metallica one.
there's only 4 games that use the big DMD, but most games use the regular DMD. But yeah, look at this plastic.
Who am I? Do you like Jackie Chan? Oh, hold on. Let me make that on the big screen.
I don't know. I'm indifferent to Jackie Chan. I mean,
Really?
It's just Jackie Chan. He's pretty cool, I guess.
Just Jackie Chan.
How
does
are
his
you
own stunts.
indifferent to What?
I heard that he's kind of a
I can
dick.
see you being indifferent to like Jet Li, but how are you indifferent to Jackie Chan?
I've heard that he's.
Even being indifferent to Jet Li is a stretch for me.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to start this fight, but I've heard that Jackie Chan is not the nicest of people, but I also don't.
No, he's a perfectionist, so he expects a lot from others.
Well,
that's
I think
it.
there's a thin line between being a perfectionist and a jackass, but, you know.
It's Jackie, not Jackass.
Oh.
Gosh. Yeah, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker
Hour.
together were good.
Rush Hour's a classic roller pinball.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie. Yeah,
And then with
Jackie
Owen
Chan and Chris
Wilson.
Tucker is such a great pairing that no one ever would
Rush
have
Hour in
imagined.
the Wild West.
No, I very much enjoyed all of the Jackie Chan movies that came out when I was a kid in the 90s, so.
Where's Jackie Chan on the Billy Corgan scale?
Oh man. If this was not a PG rated stream, I have some Billy Corgan stories as told to me by Mike Vinacore, but
You know the It's Too Sandy one?
That's After Hours.
So he came to Columbia to play, and Ryan's Shepard's brother's girlfriend was his like handler.
oh really?
And he was like, I want to go to the beach. I've never been to the beach. I want to go to the beach. And they went to the beach, and he got out and he walked out and he's like, it's too sandy.
Oh. That's hilarious. Yeah, interesting person. I guess I don't know because I don't know how much of if Jackie Chan is actually the way that I have read, I would say that Billy Corgan probably is on top of Jackie Chan in the ratings of kind of being a jerk, but
I
also really love the
an
Smashing
After
Pumpkins,
Hours
so.
show. Maybe we can do something where, like, if you cash in your
Oh,
points, then
I just broke my
we'll do an
guard
After
tower.
Hours show.
Well, that's cool because you can't get another one of those.
Yeah, well it's okay.
Oh no!
I can glue it
You
back
could put a
on.
Walking Dead guard tower in.
Just this bit came off.
All right, let me get on the phone with Measle.
Just the hand railing came off, so if I put a little bit of super glue there, it'll be just fine.
Oh my gosh!
No
What a
problem.
catastrophe.
Not even worried about it. Actually, there could even be some glue over here. Let me do it. 0.4 Corgans? Yeah, okay, that's fair. I went to a Smashing Pumpkins show a few years ago, and I was pretty close to the stage and above it. and I got a really good video of me zooming in on Billy Corgan's super bald head. Clear RTV silicone. This one looks ancient, might give me cancer. This one looks less ancient. What color is this? White? Ooh, I don't want white. This is clear. All right, how much you want to bet that this is not good? Let's see.
$20.
Whew, God, I don't get paid that much. Jeez, I was hoping you'd say $1.
Oh.
This is actually this is Pro Seal. It's not.
Fine, $1.
All right, $1. Well, I think it's going to be fine. So I bet $1 that it's fine.
No, you just said how much
No, you said you bet $1 it wasn't fine. And we want our dollar. We'll split it.
started with heads.
It's not fine. It's stuck. So.
Oh, so you owe me $1.
Oh. I hate this game.
I hate all games.
It's like gambling. We're just set up for failure.
I don't hate games. I actually like games. I'm going to go home and play video games tonight. Emoto, what are you going to play tonight?
Well, you know how I was like so excited that I got all these pre-owned games from GameStop through the Black Friday deal.
I do remember that, yes.
Buy two, get one free and stuff.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I accidentally all shipped them to my old LA address.
Oh,
And they just arrived, and now I'm so sad because I could be playing Yakuza. I could be playing Ghost of Tsushima. I could be playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
so you can't have
So
that
instead,
changed?
I'm just going to work on my marketing budget for next year. And
That doesn't
cry.
sound fun. I was trying to clear the jam in this here silicone tube. Here, put this camera back on.
Oh, hold on.
And as I stuck my bent screwdriver through, it exited out the outside of the silicone tube. So now this is my new nozzle for the silicone.
Ew. At least it works. Where's our dollar?
I'm just gonna put a little dab on every single one of these posts. See, I might go and play. I might go play some video games when I get home. We'll see.
What is Midge playing?
What are you playing, Steve?
Far Cry 6?
Steve is playing Far Cry 6.
Oh.
That sounds exciting. I need to find a game that can like actually tax my new computer. I want to find something that I can like watch my new video card like actually work.
Yeah, Kyle, don't touch anything else in the studio because we only got 5 more minutes and we can't afford you breaking anything else.
I'm fixing it all. We got this. No worries.
Flipstream says don't touch Bond.
Well, if I break it, then Stern can fix it,
Ooh,
right?
the new Oregon Trail is out. Dang. Everyone always dies from dysentery.
Is it a first-person shooter when you go hunting?
Huh.
Mm. Oh,
I never
wow.
had that much problem
would be
with
cool.
Oregon Trail. Like, I always, maybe it's because I played it quite conservatively, but I always got my whole group all home to Oregon.
We'll try it in real life and see what happens.
What? But you got everybody?
Yeah, generally.
No way.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
let's play some. I bet there's a
Show
web-based
us.
one.
Show us.
I also remember we got to play Oregon Trail 3 when I was in school because I'm also a child of the 90s, so we had advanced
Oh, yeah.
ones.
Do you remember Math Blaster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the Oregon Trail challenge we would do where we would load up on nothing but cheese, bullets, and grandfather clocks. And
Flipstream is living the Oregon Trail.
generally we wouldn't make it.
Math Rabbit? Oh, no.
Now my hands
That
are
was
gross.
before our time.
All right, so I fixed the the guard tower. That's great. It looks like I need
Yay.
some...
Oh, yeah. What type of glue would you recommend to fix plastics and toys like that?
I like silicone because sometimes you'd think that super glue would be a good choice, but super glue sometimes does not agree with some plastics and it will melt them. So I would
Can you show that tube to us again? Because
I
I
just
was
threw it
like,
away.
I was more
Sure.
more concerned about that there was a hole in it than the actual. It's
This
just
is what-
silicone glue.
Well, it's just like the silicone you'd use to like seal up a small hole or like, you know, line your sink with or something. But like just this crap.
Wait,
which
how
camera?
Oh, look how laggy it is. What is happening?
Yeah, that camera's
Wait, come
bad.
back.
Hold on, I'm going back. Silicone, but just don't get white. The clear stuff works pretty good. Don't get the
Okay.
stuff that goes in like a caulking gun because that's a pain in the butt.
Okay, thanks.
Let me go wash my hands really quick and we'll do an outro.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing.
I don't know that one.
Jam. Dude, the faster you type, the faster your car went.
That sounds good. Let's see. Oh God.
Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Okay.
2 PinTechs in one day while Kyle's washing up. I'm gonna see if there's anyone we can raid in a second here.
I'm trying to see.
The clear TRV silicone. Nice. Typing on the Dead was so good. The arcade version was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, they have one of those at Free Gold Watch in San Francisco.
Yep.
I need to. I might actually be able to put the small ramp back on. I'm kind of at the point now where
know,
once
Jeff.
I get those correct super bands in the back, I can start putting a bunch of the plastics back and then the ramps and then the metal ramps, and then we kind of put the game on and see how it works, which is kind of exciting. We're almost there.
Some people stand.
And Steve's gonna sing the Baywatch theme while
Oh yeah.
while we play the game.
To step into the light.
It's gonna be great. We'll definitely do an after hours of Baywatch when it's done. And at this point, we're just waiting for 2 ramp decals, and then the game can just go back together. I don't see any sort of problem. The game seems okay, and every time I close the door and the ball search happens, everything works. So I'm kind of happy about that. So. Oh, and if your game
Okay,
has
do
any
y'all
sort of
want
like
to watch?
Get rid
Do
of
y'all
these.
want to watch Alien Star, or I think this is Turtle. Wait, what the heck game is this? Oh, Transformers?
Whoa,
Cool.
George Gomez game.
Oh, I think it's a rerun of the New York City Pinball Championship. Since we did 2 PinTech Lives back to back, we should do 2 Alien Star raids back to back.
Okay.
That's
This side of the
Them's
card
the
is a lot
rules.
cleaner. I'm going to put this side up. And then I've got decals to put on the apron. You know what? I'll do that now while I'm feeling like decaling while we go almost go raid.
alrighty, y'all. We will see you next week with. Are we gonna do Elvira next week?
I don't know. If I get decals, then we'll finish Baywatch.
Okay.
If we don't get decals, then we'll do something else, I suppose.
Don't put those on yet,
Why? They're just
because
stickers.
we want to learn how to do it.
Here, we'll do it right now. Watch.
Oh man.
You peel the sticker, find 2 reference marks that are important, try to line everything up, but don't hold it against the game, or the thing you're putting it on. Try to line things up nicely,
Oh
and
no.
then
Oh no.
lay the decal down.
It's like putting a screen protector on your phone. Do it wrong once.
You got the hands of a surgeon, buddy.
He does. Let's see how stable your hand is.
Right now it's fine because I didn't drink much coffee today. Back when I was a young man in college, I actually used to work for a sign painter. And I did
Makes
sign
sense.
painting and all sorts of decal installing, and I can't write legibly to save my life, but I tell you what, I can paint numbers pretty okay.
You think your history with musical instruments has anything to do with your hand dexterity?
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, that's
or
actually an
video
interesting point.
games.
We have video games and all sorts of playing music. They're also very abused, these poor hands.
We're not going to talk about that on this show.
No.
That's for after hour. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna lay down this sticker here that says Sega. I'm gonna eye it because
Sega.
actually, oh yeah, this game is definitely not square. The flippers are way off to one side.
All right, I'm ending the stream.
Okay, bye internet.
See you guys later.
Thanks, everybody.
Wave goodbye.
Bye internet.
He can't wave. He can't.
Okay, it looks a little less naked now.
Good night. It's rating.